Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. It's not easy to step out of your comfort zone, so a lot of people don't even try. Joining us now with tips on how to take that first step, we welcome the author of Be Bold Today, Leigh Burgess. It's so nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
We're going to bust some myths about being bold because it doesn't always have to be this grand gesture, right?
Right. I think it gets a bad rap sometimes and feels big and heavy. And I think it's the small moves that probably echo the loudest in our lives, or the quieter moves, like whether we, advocate for our salary, or we, say no to something potentially that we easily could have said yes to, or we choose ourselves. Those are all quiet, bold moments that really can have a lasting positive impact that people might not think about as being bold.
Yeah, everyday opportunities. So myth number one is that you have to be fearless to be bold. I mean, who's fearless? That doesn't even make sense, right?
Maybe Superman. I don't even know. And I don't even think he's fearless. I think he showed his human side. So I think it's a natural thing, right? It's there to protect us. But fear and courage actually cohabitate. And actually, I think courage, really is fueled by certain things that you do when you're, just unsure, or not sure it's going to work out. And I think just sometimes people think that, oh, because there's fear is coming out, that it may not be the right move. I think it is something to pay attention to and where it's coming from, but it doesn't always negate you taking action.
For sure, and we kind of touched on this just at the beginning, but myth number two, that a bold act is big and loud. You mentioned it. It can be those quiet moments that are so impactful.
Yeah, it's a whole continuum. And I think, that's the other thing of, where the quieter moments are, no one may know about, right? And they're yours to own. It may be how you think, it may be kind of a reset of how you speak to yourself. Those types of things are those quieter moments and exploration of something new, to the big and loud ones that, everyone may see.
This one I think a lot of people can relate to. It's too late to be bold. That can weigh really heavy on us sometimes.
Oh, big time. I think, we go through our lives with a plan, right? We have a plan, and sometimes it just doesn't work to the level or to the rate and pace that we want. I think there's no expiration on your dreams or how you want to operate or where you want to go in your life. I think it does require intention and action. So that is the one thing that you do have to think about when it comes to being bold, is that it's going to take action. It's going to take you making the move and moving into it. But it certainly doesn't expire just because you have a certain degree, or you're a certain age, or you're at a certain point in your career that you think that you have to stick it out till the end. Really, you want to be happy now. And I think this reminds us of being present, and in the present, we want to be as happy as we can.
Yeah, that's great perspective. Okay, the next myth here is that being bold is leaping without looking. I mean, that doesn't sound very practical.
No, strategic boldness really is much more important, and I think much more useful in our lives than someone just being reactive or having something come up. Uh, Being bold is something we actually think about quite a bit. We think about the pros and cons, or we think about what could happen. And I think it's important when we're being bold to think about what's possible and what can happen. And a lot of the times we don't think about the cost of inaction, meaning if I don't do anything, what happens, versus if I do something, what happens. So I think it's important for folks to understand that being bold certainly is something we think about. It's extremely pragmatic. And like I said, strategic boldness, really, I'll take that any day over just reactivity or response without thinking.
For sure. Okay, we quickly have time for one more, that bold people are always confident and without doubt. I mean, that can't be true.
Yeah, it just isn't. I think that kind of, goes hand in glove along with the idea that it's fearlessness. Confidence, I think, grows with each bold step. So you're going to take your bold step, you're going to feel a little bit more confident, and then you're going to have more agency in your life to actually feel like you have more control. So each bold step actually leads to a stronger sense of confidence, and then you just keep taking those bold moves forward.
Great stuff. It was so nice to see you. Thanks for chatting with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Leigh's book again is Be Bold Today, and we'll have more information on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.